Hello, this is Tom G from Tabletop Bookshelf. I wanted to try something a little different tonight and talk to the camera. And I wanted to document all the great games that I got to play in 2023. It was an incredible year of gaming for me, and I just wanted to record it for posterity and share some of my insights from the games I played this year. So I'm going to go down this stack that's sitting next to me. And I hope you enjoy it. So the first one I want to talk about is Shadowdark. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to play Shadowdark at GaryCon at Kelsey's table this year, kind of in the midst of it being kickstarted. Very grateful for that opportunity. My character didn't do very much. I think tied themselves to a big bad, but otherwise was mostly ineffective. But it was still a blast. There were like 12 people, 16 people at the table. And it's a credit to Kelsey as a game runner. But this is a really fun book. The real beauty of this system is its ability to bring 5th edition players into the old school world. And that is its strength. It's familiar enough to a 5e player to play, but allows them to play games in a more old school fashion, especially dungeon crawls. Next game, MorkBorg. I was lucky enough to run a 8 to 10 session campaign where I rolled a misery. So this book is apocalyptic. You can roll a misery, which is sort of like a seal of the apocalypse. And I played a mini campaign where I rolled that misery at the end of each adventure session and eventually got to the apocalypse. So it was really a campaign I kind of dreamed of running. I was really happy I got a chance to run it. And I also ran pretty much every core MorkBorg adventure. So if you have any questions about any of those, like Goblin Grinder or Graves Left Wanting, I can tell you about it. Next book is Blades in the Dark. This is the first game that my longtime play group played outside of their normal D&D. We had a blast. And this is it's very different for people who come from D&D. It's fiction first, so the rules are a little bit more in service of the narrative, but once you get a handle of it, it has an incredible way of making exciting moments happen. I will say that it requires a certain amount of improvisation from your GM, but if they're comfortable with that or willing to, flex the muscle of leaning on your players to help build the world and story, it's great. We just kicked off season 2. They played the game plays very episodically, so I'm very excited to kick off season 2 in the haunted city of Duskfall. Mausritter. I only got a chance to play this once, but I played it with my younger daughter and my wife, and we had a really good time. And I bring it up because this is a great product, beautiful product, and I always want to point out the storytelling that's going on here in this box. So you look at this box, and you see he's pointing at that hole. Well, you open up the box, and there he is. He's gone in that tree hole. And what's inside? So it's just a great physical piece. And this is a nice example of a boxed set doing great work for the product itself. There are little inventory cards And so it still feels like a game. There's definitely inventory and resource tracking, but it makes it pretty easy, and the stats are simplified. And it's easy enough for new players to pick up, but for old players, I think it gives them something new to look at. Forbidden Lands. Me and my play group just started playing this a little bit ago. I'm really excited about this because it's a new take. It's a more modern take on a hex crawl, and I've always wanted to play a really serious hex crawl. And this does a great job of it. We've only played a few sessions, but a lot of random weird stuff has happened that's made the story really exciting. There's a ton of lore here, so as a GM, you have to be willing to be a transmitter of that lore, but it is really wonderful lore. Next book I want to talk about is Alien. Alien, this is a beast of a book, a beautiful book. If you are at all a fan of the Alien world, this has a ton of lore for you to dig into. It has great maps. If you want to learn the details of ships and weaponry and everything in the Alien world, it's a great purchase. I tried a couple one-shots of this, but did not have great success. A lot of people really like this game, but the Doom Spiral was too strong. And it could be that our play group was playing the stress rules a little bit too aggressively. But if you know how to keep this game under, keep your reins on it, I think it could be a lot of fun. Next one is another Free League game that uses a stress mechanic, but I had a very different experience. I played a one-shot of this, and it worked beautifully as a zombie game. The stress mechanic means when you fail on it, zombies pop up and attack you. It felt right when the players were clearing out zombies and doing group roles and working together to think about it. And the combat system is a little bit different, where you pick your action and then things happen in a certain order. Feels a little bit like AD&D or 3rd edition, but there's some good tactics there, but not overbearing tactics. And I'm really a fan of the Year Zero system, given that I played Alien and Free League and this in the past year. I'm excited to play more. I'll probably run a mini campaign of this in 2024. And then finally, the last one is probably the last D&D title I will purchase, Storm King's Thunder. This was with my long-term D&D group, who has gone a little bit with me on my ride into other role-playing games. But so thank you, home group. But this was great for the long-term Forgotten Realms campaign that we've been playing. Part of this section is basically an open sandbox in the northern Forgotten Realms Sword Coast area, which is where my campaign was set. So it was a great fit, and if you are a fan of those books or of that whole setting, it's a great purchase. The first 5 levels of the campaign are a little strange and divorced from the rest of it, but the rest of the campaign is great. It has some wonderful set pieces, some great role-playing opportunities, so definitely recommend. It was really an incredible year of gaming for me, and I'm most excited that to cap it off, I was able to end it by launching Tabletop Bookshelf. So what is Tabletop Bookshelf? It is an independent online bookstore dedicated to tabletop role-playing games. We support crowdfunded projects and independent publishers and creators. And I'm really excited to see how it grows over the coming year. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in so far, and I'm excited to go on this journey with everyone and share in what I find, share it out with all of you. All right. And thanks to everyone who has helped me so far and reached out to me. And I'll see you all in 2024. Thanks.